So last time we were getting into like the heart of RhythmSpeak,
Yeah.
that primary identifying feature that really sets it apart from sign languages.
Yeah.
It was all about like full body movement, right? Using your whole body to communicate.
Absolutely.
But today we're going to unlock like another level of RhythmSpeak.
All right.
Resonance. And I think when we talk about resonance, people probably think of like music or sound.
Waves.
Yeah, vibrations and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
But when we talk about resonance in RhythmSpeak,
That's not what we're talking about.
so not sound.
It's a completely different concept.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued. So what is it then if it's not sound? What is resonance in RhythmSpeak?
It's about amplifying meaning and emotion through repeated movement.
Oh, okay.
So it's like turning up the volume on an idea, not with sound, but with motion.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I'm trying to picture it in my head. It's like, I don't know, imagining a dancer doing some kind of powerful gesture over and over to really kind of drive home a certain feeling.
Exactly. That's a perfect example.
Okay.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Think of it like a visual echo, each repetition deepening the emotional impact.
Okay.
So the first time you see a gesture, it might be intriguing, but the fifth time, it could be heart-wrenching or exhilarating,
Yeah.
depending on the movement and the context.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the repetition itself
Yeah.
that really adds those layers of meaning and intensity. That's fascinating because it's so different from how we usually think about communication,
It really is, yeah. And this is where RhythmSpeak gets super fascinating, especially in like expressive forms like dance or performance art.
Right.
So imagine a simple gesture, maybe a hand reaching out,
Okay.
repeated throughout a performance.
Okay.
With each repetition, the meaning could shift and evolve, taking the audience on an emotional journey.
Wait, so even like a basic gesture, something that we might do every day, could become really powerful in RhythmSpeak just by being repeated.
Exactly, yeah, it's like a visual mantra,
Okay.
deepening the connection between the performer and the audience.
Wow.
And what's really cool is how this resonance lingers in your memory. So a single gesture might be fleeting,
Right.
but a repeated gesture, that sticks with you,
Right.
creating a more profound experience.
So it's not just about the movements themselves, but like how they're repeated and
Exactly.
kind of woven together to create this larger emotional tapestry.
It's like composing a symphony of motion where each repeated gesture adds another layer of depth and meaning to the overall performance.
Oh, wow. This is really making me rethink how I see movement and communication
Yeah,
in general.
for sure.
It's like we've been overlooking this whole other dimension of how we can express ourselves.
Yeah, it's a powerful reminder that our bodies are capable of communicating so much more than we often give them credit for.
Right.
And RhythmSpeak gives us a framework for tapping into that potential, for expressing ourselves in ways we never even imagined.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is making me want to get up and move right now.
I know, right?
But before we get too carried away, I do have a question
Sure.
about like these repeated gestures.
Okay.
So you mentioned that even like subtle variations
Right.
can play a role in the resonance.
Yeah.
Like how does that work?
That's where nuanced sets come in. And this is like a key part of RhythmSpeak's structure.
Okay.
So let's imagine that hand reaching out gesture again.
Right.
It could be performed with like slight variations in hand shape, speed, or direction, each nuance creating a slightly different shade of meaning.
So like a slow, hesitant reach
Right.
might convey longing,
Yeah,
but like a quick, assertive reach might convey determination.
exactly. It's like having a whole spectrum of emotional expression within a single gesture type.
Okay, so even within those like nuanced movements,
Right.
the repetition is still what creates the resonance that really amplifies the meaning.
Absolutely. It's the combination of repetition and nuanced variation that creates that deeper, more textured experience for both the performer and the audience.
Right.
Think of it like a painter using different shades of the same color to create a more complex and vibrant work of art.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Like RhythmSpeak is giving us this whole new set of tools
Yeah.
for expressing ourselves, like painting our emotions and stories on the canvas of our bodies.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
And the more we explore RhythmSpeak, it feels like, the more we realize how much potential there is for using movement to communicate
Absolutely.
and connect with each other.
That's true.
It's like we're already doing this, it's just we're not realizing it.
Right.
Like, in subtle ways. Like
Yeah.
if we're excited, we might clap our hands
Right.
repeatedly, or when we're nervous, we tap our foot or something.
That's such a great observation.
Yeah.
It highlights how RhythmSpeak isn't just a theoretical language. Its principles are deeply rooted in our natural ways of moving and expressing ourselves.
Yeah.
It's like RhythmSpeak is taking those intuitive movements and giving them structure,
Right.
purpose, and intention.
Okay, I am hooked.
Right.
I want to know everything about this. So what else can you tell me about the nuts and bolts of RhythmSpeak?
Well, you mentioned the idea of nuts and bolts, which is a perfect segue into the next level of RhythmSpeak's structure, the point-move system.
Okay.
That's how RhythmSpeak brings order to this seemingly free-flowing language. It's like the grammar
Okay.
that gives shape and meaning to all those resonant movements.
The point move system. Okay, tell me more.
Yeah, so the point-move system essentially categorizes and quantifies movements based on their duration and complexity.
Okay.
It's like giving each word in RhythmSpeak its own unique code.
Wow, so it's a way of like standardizing the language so that people can actually learn it and use it.
Exactly. It provides a framework for understanding and replicating the movements, making it easier to share and build upon this evolving language.
Okay, so if we think of a single movement as a point,
Yes.
then multiple points strung together would create like a sequence, right?
Yes, and just like words in a sentence. The order and combination of these points convey different meanings.
So it's like having a dictionary
Right.
and a grammar book all rolled into one.
That's a great analogy, yeah. The point-move system is the backbone of RhythmSpeak.
Right.
Providing both the vocabulary and the rules for constructing meaningful expressions.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this all fits together.
Yeah.
But you mentioned something about move point categories. What are those?
Well, remember how we talked about nuanced sets?
Yeah.
Move point categories are even broader,
Oh.
grouping different types of movements based on their function or style.
So like, are some movements more about expressing emotion,
Right.
whereas others are about conveying specific actions or concepts?
Exactly. So, for example, there are emote points, which, as the name suggests, are all about conveying strong emotions.
Okay.
And then there are groove points, which are celebratory movements,
Gotcha.
always positive in nature. And then indicator points, which signal a shift to a different subset of moves.
This is fascinating.
Yeah.
But it is getting complex.
Yeah, it's a testament to the creator's dedication and vision. He saw the potential for movement to become like a powerful form of communication.
Yeah.
And he's meticulously crafted a system to bring that vision to life.
I'm getting really excited about the possibilities here, like making me think about how we could use movement to express ourselves in ways that we've never even considered.
That's the beauty of RhythmSpeak. It challenges our assumptions about language and communication.
Yeah.
It opens up a whole new realm of expression,
Right.
allowing us to tap into the power of our bodies in ways we never imagined.
I love that.
And it really is remarkable how RhythmSpeak just challenges like our whole idea of what language can be.